Hey guys, it's Matt and I'm back again. I'm finally out of middle school, naturally. So, for those of you who do not know, I went to what we call Indian hoods. Why, you may ask? 'Cause it was ghetto. That's all you need to know. These are stories from my 2 years of middle school experience. I'd say I'm a professional in middle school, so do not try these stories at home. Is this recording? You'll understand why we called our school Indian Hoods in like 5 seconds. And I'm not being like racist, all y'all haters out there. Our school is called Indian Woods Middle School. We call it Indian Hoods Middle School, okay? No like hate. 7th grade year was the year for drama, let me just tell you. That was my shining year of drama. This girl, she is a pathological liar, to say the least. This girl is whacknut doodle job. This girl wasn't getting enough attention as it is, so she walks into school today and she just, her secret got out, guys. Let's call this girl Shay. Okay, y'all. So Shay decides she wants to be pregnant one day. Shay decides she's gonna be pregnant. A 13-year-old pregnant girl just walking around, you know. So she walks into school and she's just like, hey y'all, I'm pregnant. So naturally everyone just believes her because at this point her lying career has not gotten that far yet. So we're just like, wait. Slowly people start to figure it out and we're like, girl, what's up with that? She's like,
yeah, me and my 17-year-old boyfriend, we like kissed one day in my basement. And now I'm pregnant.
I'm like, Shay, girl, you need to get your act together. Like 3 months in, I was like, I don't believe this girl. I'm waiting for that bump to come in. 3 months in, I'm just like, where it at though? Where is it at? And people are like, what's up with the pregnancy? So naturally, she makes up some not fake stories. And so first of all, she's pregnant. You gotta remember that. But also, she went downtown and got shot in the stomach and lost her baby. You can't see the scar because she got shot in the belly button. So, you know how it is, right? And then her second story she started telling people was that she was sleeping and her dog ate her stomach. What? Your dog just like, I'm hungry, you feed me, I'll eat you. I don't think that happened. We're like, where's the scars? And she's like, not there. So she's like, gotta make a new story, right? This girl decides, I have cancer. My baby died because it was either my life or its life. Like, is that really something you joke about? No, it's not. So, no. Next story. Continuing on the path of 7th grade drama, right? Every school has that one girl or guy that's just like, YOLO life, you know what I mean? We're gonna call this girl Laszlo. So, Laszlo has lots of family issues, and one day she decides to get on the school bus a little tipsy, if you know what I mean. So, this girl gets on the school bus. At first, people are like, what's up, dude? And then this girl thinks she's giving birth. She is drunk, and she legit thinks she's giving birth. I cannot make this up. This girl thinks she's giving birth on a school bus. So everyone gets off. They're like, oh my god, did you hear about Laszlo? Yeah, she a little tipsy on the school bus. The principal had to escort her, blah, blah, blah. Like, normal day at the Indian Hoods, guys. Do not worry about it. Stuff like that happened all the time. No one cared. But then a year later, she did some sexual acts on the bus. So she's doing her thing in the back of the bus. and she would have gotten away with it. No one would have known. Except for bystander decided, I'm gonna record this and send it to all my friends. To say the least, that person's now considered a child pornographer. So, good luck to you finding a job at McDonald's in the next rest of your life. End of 7th grade. Let's just get into this stuff. This is the real stuff. So this is like a week till school ends. And I'm just minding my own business. This story involves me, okay? I'm just minding my own business. And I'm going to my 5th hour homeroom algebra. This girl decides to come to school and she sits next to me in pre-algebra or whatever. And she's like spraying her bag with perfume. I'm like, whatever, people do that, right? Right? And then she's like, hey, don't tell anyone, but I have weed. Wanna smell it? I legit thought this girl was joking. And she's just like, come on, look. I'm like, okay, I smell it. It smells like perfume. Cause I don't know what drugs smell like. Oh my god. The pipes just got like really loud. I'm in a different setting. Ignore that. So this girl, I smell her marijuana, and I didn't know if she was for reals. Then she just pulls it out. She's just like, look, drugs. Naturally, I'm like, what? You know, obviously I take a picture of it just for like proof or whatever. And then I'm like freaking out for the rest of the day, and I'm showing everyone this picture. I'm like, I got a picture of marijuana. Do you look at it? And everyone's like,
You should probably report that.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good point. I go to the teacher and I'm like, this girl Penelope, she brought drugs to school, right? And he's like, oh, well, if anyone was gonna bring drugs to school, it would be Penelope. So I go to the office and I go to the vice principal and I go to report Penelope because I'm like, I'm the hero of the day, guys, no big deal. But no, you thought. So I give her the picture I took of the marijuana. The vice principal's like, thanks, we'll report these. But yeah, I kind of reported my own friend because she brought drugs to school and gave it to her friends so they could go do their drugs, do their thing after school, you know. But I didn't know that at the time, so I'm walking out of the office. I'm like, I call my mom, I'm like,
Hey mom, no big deal, but I'm like a big hero and stuff now. So buy me like a present or something. Cause I reported these girls and I don't do drugs. Thanks, bye, I love you.
and my bad. So, needless to say, Penelope moved that year. And the other girl that was my friend, we're like kind of friends now, but like not, because she's still into that thug life, which I'm not into. 8th grade, the biggest thing in 8th grade, we had this one science teacher and she was new. Her name was, let's go with Miss Lousquid. So Miss Lousquid, she was very interesting. She liked to tell stories of her life and how she used to be rich, but now she's not, and blah, 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 blah. And so she liked to talk about her kids, normal teacher things, blah, 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 blah. She's like, yeah, I was in the Twin Towers the day before 9/11 and we got stuck in the elevator, no big deal. Yeah, I was in an earthquake and my house split in half, but it was like, no big deal. It's just like normal everyday life stuff. That's the only reason I missed her. She was a terrible teacher, but you go with it, you know. But she never actually taught. She just said, here's your book, go read. What? So here we all are minding our business in her class like usual, reading. But then some kids decide, we don't like you. We're gonna tell the head council people about you. So they did. And then she got told by the people up here that she wasn't doing her job right. And she was very passive aggressive, let me just say. So one day in class, we all sit down around this giant table and we have to write a document. There's like all these questions on the board, and it's really passive aggressive. It's like, when you have trouble at school, do you go to your parents or do you work it out yourself? And I was like, oh my god. So, she's like, you guys need to make this document online and then share it with each other and talk to each other. So everyone's like afraid of her now, and they're like, oh what? And they're like laughing and stuff. And okay, I'm sitting like, this is her desk right here. She's right here. And she's like, someone needs to make this document. We all have our computers open. I'm just like, whatever. So I make this document and I share it with like 50,000 people sitting around this table. And we're supposed to answer like 50 questions that are on the board, and we all answer. There's like 90 pages of just like short answers. And everyone's like, we hate you, leave, burn, die, hate you, bye, shoot yourself. So the next day, she doesn't show up. She just, apparently like in third hour, she just walked out of the school. That was that. She never came back to the school. I actually kind of liked her. I feel bad for her because like no one else liked her, and now she doesn't have a job. And in the beginning of the year, she's like, yeah, teaching's always been my dream job. This is my first year of teaching. So I was like, being the nice kid I am, I was like, I'm gonna write her an apology. And then she just doesn't come for a week. She could give her month notice, take a week of vacation, have spring break, come back, and she would not have to teach. She is like an idol. Why didn't I think about that? Now, this teacher was like the most bipolar woman ever. Like, some days she'd show up and she'd have like full makeup, and we'd do like this fun hands-on project all together, and we'd all be laughing and talking all day. And the next day she'd show up like in her pajamas, no makeup, and she'd just tell everyone to read a book. And what? Then it just started kind of getting worse, and it led up to this, where she just broke down and left the school. We never saw her again. And then after she left, we got a new substitute. No. First day he came, the way he tried to make an impression on us was playing his didgeridoo in front of class. It's literally a wooden pole that he blows into it, and it sounds like an elephant. What? It's like, am I in Africa or Kansas? Let's just move on with that, you know. This was like the big thing of this year. It wasn't like the best thing, but it was the big thing, you know. So every school has like their normal bomb threats and like fire alarms being pulled. Not Indian hoods. One day this kid, he wasn't feeling it. So he got in a fight in the lunchroom before school started. And we have this officer that like protects everyone, you know. So she was standing there and she's like, break it up, y'all, break it up. He reaches for her gun. He is like grabbing at it. He's like, I'm gonna kill all of you. Oh my god, I wish y'all were dead. I'm gonna come into the school and shoot everyone. Like, what? And the officer's like, this isn't happening. Bam. No one really knows what happened. That was like a month before school ended. That was tragic. That was just tragic. Everyone was like, oh my god, did you hear what happened? The kid tried to pull a gun on everyone. He wanted to shoot everyone. It was really blown out of proportions. This kid has made so many threats. It's like, really? But after this, he made an Instagram and he's like, all the Mexicans and black people, but with a bad word, need to die. That was his bio. So anyway, he didn't end up coming back to school, and everyone for the next week was like, I'm not coming to school, there's gonna be a shooting, blah, blah, blah. I'm literally just sitting here like, my parents don't love me, it's not like I can stay home from school, what's the big deal, honestly. So then finally the principal sends out an email, and he's like, guys, stop overreacting. And then he's like, a week ago in the lunchroom, there was a little rustle between the officer and a student. No big deal. We've got it under control. Like, sorry, he reached for the gun and tried to shoot everyone. Normal day stuff. No big deal. And then After that, they had dogs search the school. They were probably searching for bombs and guns and stuff, but instead they found drugs. Too bad I wasn't there to report the people, am I right? So then the final one. This is like a week before school ends. There is this girl, we're gonna call her Brittany. We're like in orchestra and stuff together, so we were really good friends. But this year, she went on a downward spiral. Basically, a week before school ends, her and the girl that I reported last year for bringing drugs to school, the girl that I reported last year, we're gonna call her Rebecca. Brittany decides, she's like, man, I just can't make it a week until school's out. So she brings a backpack full of alcohol, and her and Rebecca decide to go to the bathroom and drink it all. They decide to drink it all. So they go to the bathroom, they drink some, and then Rebecca from last year passes out on the bathroom floor. So what does Brittany do? She's like, oh, my best friend Rebecca just passed out on the floor. You know what? She leaves her on... My rubber band just popped, no big deal. She leaves her on the bathroom floor. I kid you not. She leaves her best friend on the bathroom floor, just like passed out. And apparently she went to art class and people were like, why are you late? Why are you acting weird? So then this bathroom is like down the hall from the band room, and one of the innocent band kids, she goes in the bathroom, she finds a girl laying dead on the ground. Naturally, she goes and tells someone. So then everyone at school knows about this. They're like, who did it? What happened? Well, the ambulance came, and they came for Rebecca, and people are like, oh, there's Rebecca going in the ambulance. But yeah, basically, don't do drugs, don't do alcohol. Rebecca's never gonna figure it out, but Brittany was a really good girl. She was like goody like a month before this happened. And then she became friends with Rebecca. Anyone who becomes friends with Rebecca, let me just say. And everyone thought that Brittany was the one that passed out, but because like Rebecca did this stuff for a living, right? And this was like Brittany's first time doing it, but nope, it was Rebecca. Everyone was like emotional at lunch and went to the counselor. I was just sitting there like, literally, this was gonna happen. Like, it's already happened. What were you expecting? Yeah, they get suspended, and Rebecca gets sent to a mental hospital and a rehab, but she leaves after like a week. I'm like, sorry, what? That's not how it works on Netflix. Why are you leaving so soon? But none of my business. Here's the part that gets me. Brittany, she gets suspended, and her parents are like, oh my god, we feel so bad for you. You're so sad. Let's buy you puppies. Discipline's not a thing in this household. We're the cool parents. Let's buy you puppies. How's this girl supposed to learn from her mistakes when she's given a freaking puppy? Like, if I would have done that, I would have... You know what? I would not have done that because my parents raised me right. Welcome to Indian Hoods. We should really have a reality show, but I don't go there anymore. So stay tuned for next year. Like and subscribe because you can, and I need attention. And... what? Take pictures in front of Indian Hoods and hashtag them Indian Hoods rock. You'll get it if you've seen the choreography. So yes, bye. Love myself. I don't know how to end this. Bye.